Hi, this is Kevin with KGMJAM, owner of Pro Advertisers Club, a totally free site to advertise. Go to proadvertisersclub.com, join for free today, and start advertising for free. On the screen here, you can see join Marvel Unlimited today and use the code HOLIDAY23 for $55 for the first year. That gives you the Plus membership. And you can either pay by the month or you can pay by the year, and it's $99. But they've got, if you use that code there, Holiday23, you can have the first year for $55. And as far as VeVe people go, because this is going to be a VeVe video, it's been important to be a Plus member on the Marvel Unlimited for the last 2 years, because each year, around February-ish, beginning of the year, first quarter, they have given Marvel Unlimited people, not VeVe, Marvel Unlimited people, a code for a free comic on VeVe. It's the only place you can get that comic. They don't drop it on the platform for an NFT comic. And what's happened is, as usual in the physical world, because you'd think Marvel Unlimited people would be right all into VeVe, because yes, they're NFTs, and Marvel Unlimited is digital comics. And you're like, well, what's the difference between the two? Well, the digital comics, you don't buy and sell, and you don't own. You are paying to access the platform to read their library of comic books that Marvel has. And I belong to it for 7-8 years, however long they've been doing it. And it's incredible if you want to read comics. And but the monthly price or the yearly price gives you access to their entire inventory. And they're putting more on every day because it's taking them time to upload them. And, so they do, I don't know, 20, 30 a week maybe. Where on VeVe, you're buying and owning on a smart contract NFT on the blockchain, so you can buy and sell it. Now at the moment they don't let you take it off the platform, but they've left it up to the IP owners to decide whether they wanted to allow that. But these are NFTs. If they just said yes, if they snapped their fingers and said, yeah, go ahead, throw it in your wallets, they could switch a button and do it. So the fact people argue, well, because you can't do it, they're not real NFTs. No, they're capable of doing it. That's what the important part is. But if the IP, i.e. Disney, doesn't want you taking them off the platform, that's their reason, then at that point, maybe you can divide into the two kind of NFTs. I don't know. But the point is, not everybody on Marvel Unlimited who got a code has used them in the last 2 years. I think the first one expired. Maybe the second one has already. So let's say, for example, they had 5,000 members of Plus and only a couple hundred redeemed the code, which means there's only a couple hundred of the comics on VeVe. That's huge. And being that the only way you can get it is being a Marvel. Now, are they going to do it this year? I don't know. Or this upcoming year? I don't know. They never announced the first 2 years. They just sent you an email. And you're like reading. I'm like, at first I thought it was a scam. I thought, I'm going to put this code and they're going to steal all my NFTs. But so I contacted VeVe. They came back and I started researching the lines. They know this is legit, and I turned it in. The first one was a Spider-Man comic about the first appearance of his dune buggy. I didn't even know Spider-Man had a dune buggy, but they only did the common cover, common comic. They didn't do the 5 rarities: common, uncommon, rares, ultra rare, secret. So then I said, okay, well, this is a one-time thing. They were thanking us for doing it or whatever. And actually, the second year, no, all of a sudden, yeah, it just came in. All of a sudden, you got a second comic, and it's X-Men number 90 something. It's the first appearance of Sunfire, who ends up getting killed a few issues later after he became an official X-Men. And same thing, not a whole lot of people turned in. So at the end of the day, these are very short, limited print, or not print, but NFT comics that when things go mainstream, they're going to be tremendously valuable. This is not financial advice. This is what I think. This is what I hope. I have nothing else to go by except logic, common sense, and hope. So, yeah, this is not financial advice. But if things work out the way they think they're going to, it would be an excellent deal. For $55, you also get a box that they send to you. All Annual Plus members get a box, and in that box is about 1 to 3 comics, I think, that are only found in that box, covers type thing, and pin, a miniature figure, collectibles in the box, about a $50 value. And then you get that NFT code if they do it again. They, like I said, they didn't announce the first 2, so I don't know if they're going to do it again, but if they did. And if you enjoy reading comics, that's where you want to go. Now, you can read the NFT comics, but the other one's geared, the VeVe's more geared for collecting, and that's pretty much who we have for collectors and flippers and investors, where Marvel Unlimited, you just go from one comic to the other. They're all there right now. You know, you start issue 1, go to issue 100. You go back to the 1930s and read those comics. And by the way, I think the Marvel #1 is the only Golden Age comic on VeVe right now. I might be wrong. I can't think of another one. We have a lot of Silver Age, but we only have one Golden. So that would probably be a good one to have in your collection. I think they're going for like 30, 40 bucks right now. Yeah, so great deal. I've been doing it for 7 years. Highly recommend it. I don't get anything. I'm not an affiliate marketing for them. They don't have that. But that's a generic code that anybody can use who wants to sign up. It doesn't attach to my name or anything. I'm just promoting something that I believe in, that I use, that I think is a good product, if you're so inclined to read comic books. I got into comic books. The very first comic that I started to collect was X-Men #111 back in the late 70s. And that was the beginning of a tremendous... The new Avenger or new X-Men had just come out about 10 issues earlier, maybe 15. And that issue, I got into the perfect time, because that issue started a run of a storyline that went for about 5 years. That was just absolutely incredible. And anybody who read back in those years, the late 70s, early 80s, that was a really good year. Marvel was kicking ass. The stories was good. The artist was good. The writers were good. Everything was clicking. And then in '86, I went into the Marine Corps, so stopped reading comics. And then 2015, I'm sitting in my semi-truck, and I come across this app. No, 2013. I'm sitting in my semi-truck, and I come across this app. It says Marvel Unlimited. And I started reading again. And I'm up to the 90s now on all the it's just been fun. You go back through all the issues and comics that I never subscribed to or bought at the store, I now can catch up on. And I think they're 6 months behind, unless they change that, where if you caught all the way up to the newest issue that they have on the platform, they're 6 months behind, but you can go and get the physical comic type thing. And they're also now are doing exclusive comics. So anyway, totally advise it. Good deal. And let's go look at some prices and what has sold on VeVe. All right, here we are for yesterday's sales. This is all the sales for collectibles. Oh, you know, by the way, Marvel Unlimited, I one day, and other people predicted this, this ain't rocket science, but, and I don't know why they haven't done it yet. There's a reason. I don't know if they even are allowed to. Maybe it's regulation. I don't know. But I can see a day where Marvel Unlimited, VeVe, and Disney Plus are all intertwined. I've been real shocked that as of yet we have not been able to log into Disney Plus and see a tab, or at least, at the very least, an advertisement for like a drop coming up for VeVe, because Disney makes money off of every single drop and every single sale. They get a percentage for the rest of that NFT's life, which is forever, until they burn it, or if they ever are able to burn it. But there's nothing on Disney Plus that even mentions VeVe. You know, it's like you're watching an Iron Man movie, and I can see a little pop-up thing pop up to say, "Hey, go get your Iron Man NFT on VeVe." And then same thing with Marvel Unlimited, the comics. You could go, you log into Marvel Unlimited. There's a tab there for VeVe. You know, click VeVe, go join, and we'll give you a free code for a comic. Who knows? But once that happens, and being that they are who they are, they know when the timing would be right to do that, where we don't. We just want it to happen, like right now. But you're talking easily 200 million plus people have an exposure to that. And that's what all of us psycho addicted NFTers see. We thought this happened like a year or two ago. We weren't even close. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen 10 years from now. We don't know. But eventually this stuff's going to go mainstream. Hopefully sooner than later. And when it does, it's going to be incredible. Not financial advice, just me speculating, hoping, collecting, and having fun. That's the big thing. So anyway, this was the drop today. Mighty Marvels, the Avengers. I love the Vision. He's like one of the cheapest ones to set. I don't know why he's rare, but I thought they did really good on him. He looks really cool. Scarlet Witch is cool. They're all cool. I'm going to get them all eventually. I did not go for the drop because of the amount there is, and I've changed my strategy. I was one of those, I'll go after a drop if it's like a really good chance that I think I'm going to be able to flip it, because I'm not a mint collector. I'm a collector. So I go after a drop now if I think I'm going to flip it because I get a low mint maybe, or in a secret rare I'll probably keep if I got something like that. But I saw on this drop that I could get most of them cheaper than the $15, and I'll just do it that way. And the only one, and the odds of me getting the secret rare weren't that good, and that's why I didn't go for it. But anyway, these are why the numbers are the way they are, because the drop happened today. And this was yesterday's drops. That's why those numbers are same thing. This was a $70 drop. I'm sorry, gem. 70 gem drop. But the secret rare, which none have sold, is going, last time I checked, like $1,000. I don't know if they're actually selling for that. Thanos Copper, I'm going to pick that up. That was going for 25 on the drop. I'm going to pick that up probably about 10. But I've changed my strategy to be a lot more sniping, I guess. I'm looking for those rock bottom deals. I'm in all the platforms. I'm on VeVe. I'm on DraftKings. I'm in DraftKings NFTs. I gotta stress that in the casino. Splinterlands, HRO, Candy/DC. Candy used to be Palm NFTs. It's now Candy NFT. And anyway, I'm getting bargain stuff. On DraftKings, I'm getting the first ever drop of Tiger Woods, the access passes, Tom Brady's, for less than $10. Some cases, a couple dollars. As a collector and an investor, that's both a good thing. And I've been grabbing up all sorts of stuff, doing the same thing on VeVe. Big Bird is down to 14. But anyway, these are everything. Now, what I like to do is I like to go and just look at the secret rares, because that, when people start spending big money, that means it gives me a better of what's going on in the market. You know, everybody's always going to be buying the commons, the rares, the commons. But when you start seeing, okay, 7 sold today of the secret rare, and the floor right now is at 1,400. See, now if I would have known that, but see, everybody else got stuck with 50% off if you didn't, and there's only like 120 of these, which means only 80 is available to the public. So yeah, that was a gamble, but it paid off. But they sold 7 of them yesterday, so that's good. Oh no, that's from the drop. That would have been for the drop. So I don't know if those sold or that was just found on the drop. I don't know. It might not even be sold out as far as pencils. We're still waiting on the desk. Make sure you got all 5 of them, or you play the game. That's another strategy, is don't chase all this stuff. Buy cheap on the cheap after everything's dropped and everybody's moved on to something else. It's actually not a bad strategy. You can actually come out. But that's not going to be like that forever. I think I paid at one point $1,500 for this guy, and now he's about 109. And you're like, well, that should bother you. Yeah, but it doesn't, because I'm looking long term on this, and if what's going to happen, what I think is going to happen, I'll be fine. And it was all kind of play money anyway, because that a year and a half ago, you could not sell anything. Everything was selling at 10, 20, 30, 40x, and I was just racking up gems, and I was buying stuff all high price, and then it wasn't a collapse. It was just a slow fizzle, and everybody would hang on to them, me particularly, because I just thought it was just a temporary downtrend, and it went from 10% to 20% to now we're like 90, 95% down on some items. Two of the Black Panthers sold. He's way down. I'm wanting to get a Stan Lee. Don't see much golden moments. There's a logo. Is that the number 1? Yeah, 5,200. Okay, a gold. They've got the V2, and I'm assuming this is the V1. And the logos to me are very confusing, because they're passing them out. They dropped the 4, but this one they passed out at a show, and then they went on another show and then passed out more. And these people have been paying this kind of money, but they said this one's going to be separate. I don't know. It's kind of, I believe them. It's kind of trying to figure out what they're going to do with these logos. This guy, this stuff right here, if China ever kicks in, is going to be incredible. Let's see, what else is... Howard the Duck, 149. They ended up burning a lot of his, so he's only Actually, really low mint, like 300. The lowest mint that I'm aware of. Well, actually, no. There's one. The Iron Man Funko has only got 50. The Secret Rare has only got 50. But there are a couple things dropped that are less than 50. Not many, maybe 3 or 4. But the Funko Iron Man's only one. Not only can you get below 41, you can get number 1. 1 through 50 was available to the public. And I don't know if Funko demanded that or VeVe, you know, maybe VeVe couldn't. They tried to get some held back. I don't know. But that was good for us. David had to end up spending like 40,000. If that's what happened. He put out a bounty. I don't know what. I never got the end story of that. Very healthy market though, guys. This right here. This Mogul Grin Gold Skull. $141 right now. He came out, the artist came out and said that this is going to be a part of his metaverse land, and that people who hold the set, there's 3 of them, it's going to be very good for him. So there's no time frame on that though, but definitely maybe stack, at least get 1 probably. Highly recommend it. Okay, that was a good day yesterday for Secret Rare. Now let's go live and then we'll go look at the comics. This is VeVe feed statistics. Go look at it yourself. Okay, live. You got the drop continuing. A Cosmos sold. Okay. Miss Minutes is kind of, she's always up in there. I wonder if they got something special planned for her. We're all hoping for utility and stuff, and that they're right now they're just collectibles, and they're claiming that's all they're going to be. But we have seen signs of utility on other, on VeVe, but with other NFTs, and that's what we're hoping for. But she would be a good one. She's a time traveler, so I don't know. Your imagination can run wild. All right, let's go look at the comics. Okay, I think that might be the one that just dropped, but the Tarzans, they're extremely limited. Not very popular, but extremely limited. The Iron Man Tales of Suspense, that's the first appearance of Iron Man, that went for 700. Ghost Rider, 45. Daredevil, 360. I remember when that comic was $4,000 or $3,400. I paid $800 for this one. That was with the play money. It will be up there again someday. I'd love to get this one. I've been looking at it. That's the Avenger, or the Star Wars original series. I mean, you want all of them. This number 2, that's a pretty damn good price. Number 2 Fantastic, because it's very limited. It's on, I think it's 7,500 or less, maybe 10,000. Now Fantastic Four number 1, there was like 48,000, maybe more. Avengers number 1, that's an excellent price. There's just no first appearances in it, so it's kind of been treated kind of disrespectfully, I think. But this is a very graily comic. This one's hovering right around there. Where it's at now. And that was the drop from the other day. Okay, there's some secret rares, but that was yesterday, right? So let's go do live. See if anything earth-shattering sold. No. People just mopping up on the bottom there. Now the active wallets for the month, 16,089. Depending on who you are, you might think that's not a lot, but compared to the other platforms, VeVe's one of the top, if not the top NFT platform as far as active wallets. I mean, there's platforms out there that they've had drops live for like a year and haven't been able to sell them out, and not having a whole lot of them. Now the VeVe lately hasn't sold out of everything, but probably 95% everything they have dropped is sold out at one point or another. 2 million gem cells, that's good. So I mean, it's very healthy. But this number right here, the active wallets, every platform needs new people to come in. That's true about anything, whether you're Disney Plus, NFTs, real estate, whatever. You need fresh people coming in. What I've been putting out in my videos is, if people complain about, oh, we have no new people coming in. Hey, instead of complaining about it, if all of us who's on the platform recruited one person a month, we would double the platform every month. And that's, it's just on paper type thing. That's one person a month. Is not that hard if you put any effort into it. And you don't have to do a YouTube video. You don't have to, whatever. Just talk to people you know about it. Go on X and advertise. Put some of the whatever you can put in a link and send out there, or just talk about it. If you got a mailing list, go to proadvertisersclub.com and sign up and mail it out there. It's free. But the point is, if all of us did that, and let's just say everybody, we would build this, and then of course, VeVe's got to do their own as far as that. But right now, there's just the mainstream people. All they hear is bad stuff about crypto and NFTs. And I keep throwing this figure out. Less than 1% of the population's even involved in it. But here's the funny part. The whole world's heard about it. I don't think you can go to the remotest part of the world and they would, yeah, I know what Bitcoin is. I know maybe they haven't heard of VeVe, but they know what NFTs are. Yet only 1% are in it. Think about that. If it's as bad as people try to portray, and I think it's done on purpose, I got this conspiracy going where they suppress the whole market for their own reasons, for whatever, there's a timing for everything. One, it keeps it cheap so they can keep buying it up, because people get impatient and they drop stuff cheap. And if you're one of those people who collects stuff on the cheap, when things get good, then that's how the game's won. That's how the people who win the game play it. A lot of transactions. I mean, it's a vibrant market. It really is. If you looked at all the markets, VeVe's right there. Yet for some reason, there's no data on VeVe. Like if you go to Mutable X or Mutascan, you get, it's transparent on the sales and stuff like that, and like what we can see here on the screen right now. But the stuff, there's stuff data being suppressed where a lot of people who are even in crypto aren't seeing that data, so it's not on their radar. Some people call it tokenomics. Whatever you call it, everybody's chasing this thing. But here you got a company like VeVe whose numbers are very good for what's possible to be good in this market, and yet there's no data on it. Like if you go look at the top 10 on Immutable X, VeVe's not even mentioned yet. They probably do more than Gods and Chains. I don't know. Maybe Gods and Chains does pretty good. But my point is they're not even registering, which means it's hidden. unless it's not hidden to where you can't see how good they're doing if you just look. But there's people who just generally look at data. If they don't see it, it doesn't exist. So anyway, for tomorrow, we have a drop. I think we have a drop every week, every day this week. And that's another thing. You try to keep up with VeVe, you're good luck. Unless you got very deep pockets. Because you try to keep up with all these drops, you better come up with a strategy and a budget. Because it will put a hurting on you, trust me. So the reason I make these videos is because I promote platforms that I believe in, and VeVe is one of them. I also do Splinterlands, Golem Overlord, DraftKings, among others. The Century 2000, it's a comic book. It's going to go for $6.99. Century looks like our version, or Marvel's version of Superman, maybe. 7,500 issues. I don't know if I'll go for that. I usually do go for all comic drops, but I might not. I don't know yet. The James Bond one, I'm not going for at all, even though he's had some really cool stuff. I'm going to eventually get to collecting James Bond. I got a nasty feeling that it's going to be utilized for some kind of game. But anyway, on December 15th is the one I'm looking forward to. That's Return of the Jedi. And with that one, you get the comic and then you get a poster with it that I believe matches up to the mint number you got. I don't know. That's going to be a cool drop. And how much does it cost? $10. But you're getting 2 NFTs. You're getting the comic and the poster. And I did not like the cover on that Return of the Jedi. I remember that when it came out. I thought it looks like it looks lazy. But then that same artist made the secret, if I'm correct on this, he made the secret rare cover. And it looks cool. He made up for it. In fact, the Commons got, which is the original cover, is awful. I just don't like it. All the other ones look really cool. I think the Ultra Rare's got the best though, with Darth Vader on it like that. And there's 7,500 editions, I believe. Or no, there's only 6,850. That's kind of weird. And there's only 6,500 available because they keep 350. VeVe keeps a hell of a lot of them. And they keep all the ones through 1 to 40. 1 to 40. So what are we waiting for? What's really gonna get VeVe going? It's simply gonna be when, to me, we're waiting on the metaverse. That will do something for it once it opens up to everybody. But I think to me the big one will be is them getting put on Disney Plus and Marvel Unlimited. Now Marvel Unlimited's not terribly big. Disney Plus is the big one. That's got the 200 plus million people. I go to Disney and I walk around. Nowhere can I find anything about VeVe. Anywhere. Not even a poster. I tried calling the hospitality section because I was convinced that this is when the Golden Moment Lady in the Train dropped, that it had something to do with hospitality, and I called them. I started asking them about VeVe. They didn't know what I was talking about, so they gave me a manager. The manager didn't know what he was talking about, so they gave me, the third person I talked to, which was the third level, I guess. Finally, she says, "Yes, I heard of VeVe." Now that's a clue. Higher management has heard of VeVe. Nobody that works on the lower levels has heard, so they're not telling their employees about VeVe. That's a good thing. That's a classy act. That's a company that, you don't give your employees the advantage ahead of them. Now, but the fact that a manager knew about it, and then when she refused to talk about it. She kept saying I had to contact VeVe, and I said, "I know. I'm trying to see your side of it." And nope, couldn't get anywhere with her. And she was nice. It was a nice conversation, and so it ended with not about me learning anything except the fact that higher management is aware of VeVe. On the partner statue in Orlando, I went and stood in front of the partner statue. I had some crazy idea that if they could tell my location was next to it, it would help me with the drop. Just, wishful thinking. Plus, it'd be cool to be next to it if you got it, right? And I couldn't get to it because they were using it for Christmas pictures. So they had it roped off. So you could only get to a corner. And I did the best I could. But the two ladies who were there who kept chasing me off said, I asked them, I said, "Have you ever heard of VeVe?" "No." "You ever heard of the NFTs?" "Yeah, we know what NFT. We've heard of NFTs." "Okay, well, and I showed them what I was doing. Knew nothing about it. And since then, I've talked to maybe 100 employees in every park. Nobody's even heard about it. Comic book people I talked to haven't heard about it. And when I try to tell them about it, they they don't even want to talk about it. No interest. Because they don't understand or want to understand or see what's going on. Now, a lot of people think it's trying to replace comics or collectibles. No. It's actually going to do the opposite. That's the Funko drop or collaboration prove that. NFTs will help the physicals and vice versa. They will be there's room for both. One's not going to replace the other. Now you're going to have your sides, like we love just NFTs, we love just physicals, but they both are going to fit like a glove and help each other. It's going to be again, how long will it take to get that after? I think it's going to happen relatively quick. Once something happens where people can start to trust it. I mean, there's a lot of factors, I guess, but right now it's just not happening because the only information, unless you study this stuff, you breathe it and sleep on it like I do and these other people do, all you hear is bad stuff. Try doing that for a day. Try not researching anything. Don't watch any of your subscriptions to YouTube. Don't read any X Twitters. Just listen to the natural news you'll get. Any crypto or NFT news you get will be negative. That's why people immediately tune you out when you try to talk to them about it. Nobody wants to talk to me about it anymore. I have to go make videos now just so I can talk about it. Whether anybody's listening or not, it doesn't matter. At least I can talk about it. Okay. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Go check out Pro Advertisers Club. And you can join for free. And thank you for watching. And have a nice night.